How many presidents are on the original Mount Rushmore? Is it 4?
It's not the original.
There's no updated version. Original. If you don't put your cereal in first, you are a psychopath. Oh my gosh, you put that kid first.
I don't do it. I swear I don't do
I
it.
lost friends over that game.
I'm sorry.
Whoa, what?
Excuse me?
Because I wouldn't play. I wouldn't play, so they quit being my friend.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so they weren't necessarily sticky afterwards. They were just wet and uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's the point.
You ready? Let's get it. Absolutely not. Oh boy.
All right, folks, welcome back to another episode of That's How You Feel. As always, I'm one of your hosts, Levi.
I'm in a bad mood.
When is he not? This is Caleb, our other host. And you might recognize the voice, but now you will get to see the face because he was featured on an episode with his wife when we discussed men's fashion.
I don't know if we got permission to show his face. Didn't his wife say she didn't want people to see his face?
Well, he can speak for himself.
Didn't his wife say she didn't want his face?
I was always told I did have a face for radio.
We should blur his face for a little bit and then reveal his face.
Emily, call in if it's okay.
All right.
This is Mr. Ben Lyon.
Ben Lyon.
What's up, brother?
So I'm gonna let you. Hey,
what's up, brother?
Y'all are off to a bad start. I had to do all the intros for other guests. I'm gonna let you try to do some facts about Ben.
Oh, okay. Ben, one of his favorite places to eat.
He loves disc golf.
Oh, I'm gonna let you do.
Levi
I'm gonna
was
let
gonna
you
do
do all
it.
the facts about Ben. He loves disc golf. Sorry, that came out wrong. It sounded like I said golf.
Pause.
Oh, this is off the rails already.
Go
ahead.
So what I was gonna say, Ben, some of his favorite wings are from a local place here called the Peanut.
Oh yeah,
Loves the wings from the Peanut.
I've never had those.
Bro, well, if you would have came to his bachelorette,
his bachelorette,
pause,
bachelor dinner.
Cheese and crackers, dog.
Hey Ben, why don't you introduce yourself?
He also loves disc golf, and he is a future.
Well, yeah, hang on. We don't go there. That's not for everybody to know.
You don't want to jinx it?
No, that's not for everybody to know.
Oh, okay.
That's my circle. That's my small circle of friends.
I was gonna say millionaire.
Well, maybe we'll see about that.
I wouldn't want anybody.
I know where you were going with that, and I appreciate it.
He is a sports enthusiast.
There you go.
I wouldn't want anybody to know.
Is your favorite sport basketball?
Okay, we can ignore.
Yeah,
that.
Favorite sports basketball. But yeah, so let's get into some comments. Actually, before we get into comments, because this guy, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, review, download, comment.
Right.
All that.
Yeah, comment. Before we get into the comments, I was going to give somebody who has been earning their hater badge on me, but I'm not going to mention this person's name. The last 2 weeks, every time I saw them, they have come at me, and I did not send for this person, but I'm going to shout out Alejandro. He has been, he came up to me the other day and was like, hey, I really enjoy the show. And I never remember that I have a podcast. And I was like, what show? What are you talking about? He's like, your podcast. I was like, oh, I have one of those. He's like, hey, man, it's really good. I really like it. I was like, thanks, man. I forget every time someone says I like the show. I'm like,
wait, so was that the person who's been hating on you?
Nope. I'm not going to mention the person who's been hating on me.
You talking about Zach?
No.
You talking about Jared?
No.
You
Kathy.
Kathy was my next one.
Kathy and I have had, the last 2 weeks.
Over the eyebrows?
Yeah. Okay. Fine. I'm gonna give her little 10 seconds of. Exactly.
Hey, Kathy.
Exactly. Who is Kathy?
Hold on. Kathy is amazing. Kathy is great. She's at church. We'll introduce you.
Okay.
So I don't want to give her this, but so the 2 weeks ago, my brother was in town. He came to church, and I came in after Chris left, and Kathy was right at the door. She was like, "Hey, your brother was here." I was like, "Yeah, I know." First thing out of her mouth, he looks better than you.
How does it feel to have a dose of your own medicine, though?
Why?
Honestly, that is some stuff that you would say.
That is very true. Also,
I don't know about that.
I feel like every time Chris is around, everyone's like, who's Caleb?
Yeah, it is. That's true.
What is every time we walk in the group, he's like, I'm not here for you, and goes and hugs my wife. I'm like, I get it. but
Yeah, you're
also,
here
it's a
because
little
your
hurtful.
wife asked to put you on the show.
On the guest list.
Your wife called me and was like, can you please put Ben on the show? No,
I'm sure
kidding.
she did.
I'm kidding. That
I
didn't
would like to
happen.
point out Caleb was in Ben's wedding, and this is how he treats him.
I know.
I wasn't his. Sure was.
Yeah,
Hey.
do you not remember? Hi.
No, he don't remember that night. He don't remember that night. Right, Caleb?
I
You don't
volunteer.
remember that night.
I volunteer in a soup kitchen and I help the elderly cross the streets. I don't know nothing about your wedding night.
I have never. Listen,
Hey,
you are a
hey,
very busy
stop
man.
it, stop
You're
it.
busy man.
By
Shut
hour
up.
2, this is what I see Caleb in the corner doing.
Hour 2. That was like 5 minutes in.
I
It
make
was funny
sweaters
'cause
for kittens in my spare time. I don't know
we
what
were
y'all
like
are
in
talking
the room
about.
where he could see us through a door,
Oh, yeah.
and he would text. He's like, "I can see Julia," and then we looked over. He goes,
The whole time. Every time I see him, he's like,
"It was the happiest I've ever seen Caleb."
So shout out to Alejandro for liking the podcast. I appreciate you watching, man.
I didn't know he watched. That's awesome.
That's
What a
another
guy.
thing. It always kind of like surprises me when anybody says they
Yeah.
watch. I'm always like, really?
I will be
Cool.
honest. I was talking to my wife about this earlier. Before we get to comments, it's kind of comment related.
shout out, Julia.
Yeah, shout out the one and only. YouTube Shorts, like I'm all for it and everything, but I see where like online hate came from. You ever look at the comments on our YouTube Shorts? People are just trolling for nothing.
Yeah.
Wait, you mean the internet is a place of
This is new to him.
a lot of that? Okay.
Well, see, we get lots of comments, and especially like Reese's PCs, like on some of the videos that have went big. And yeah, people are gonna heart, but the people on YouTube, like they're commenting just to like it's stupid stuff. Like it's not even worth a comment. There was no reason to put that there.
Yeah. We call them keyboard warriors in the video game community.
Ah, there we go. Hey, that's funny. I think we're gonna talk about video games today. Caleb, you want to go into comments?
Sure do. After that, this comment comes from Candace Camarda.
Candace Carmada.
Do you know this person?
Yes, I do.
All right.
We should really practice this before we go live.
No, this is real life. This is for holding funeral for expectations. Oh, the trauma episode.
Yeah, with Michaela.
Who? No, I'm just playing.
That's
this
crazy.
Gosh. This is incredible advice. Perhaps something we should also do for our own expectations of ourselves. Very good. Very
I thought
good.
that was a really good point because
Hold a funeral for the expectations that you have for yourself.
so in that episode, Michaela.
Don't give him context.
Well, I didn't know. Have you watched that episode?
No, he
I've
doesn't.
seen a few clips.
Okay.
He's seen the clips we post on.
I feel like
on
most
social
people that's
media.
how they watch our show.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Shout out to the real ones who watch all of our content. We appreciate you.
But
All
thank
three
you.
of you.
Also, thank you, Candace, for commenting and supporting. So
Another comment from that episode comes from Miss Lacey Shockley. Another take on repeating stories. Sometimes I remember while I'm repeating myself, and it would be nice to be interrupted that I've told you the story before, so I know you don't just ignore me when I talk.
I like the other aspect of it.
Just interrupt yourself. Be like, wait, I've already told you. Never mind.
I've done that. I'll be talking, telling a story. I'm like, ooh, I think I've told this person this same story. You're gonna hear it again. It's a good story.
Shout out to
Like
Lacey.
Ben's wedding. Maybe we should move past that.
You're the one that brought it back
Okay.
just now.
This next comment comes from QBX1 from the MCU episode. Hey, just here commenting. Levi, do a better job and get a new co-host ASAP. I completely agree with you, Quinn. He needs a new co-host ASAP. That's from my oldest friend, Quinn.
I was
Quinn-
gonna say.
we're gonna have Quinn on the show because
Yeah.
Quinn wants to. He wants to come on the show.
What's he want to talk about?
I don't know, black stuff probably. He's
I'm here for it. Let's go.
you know the color black, things that are dark. No.
When you said you were a stand-up comedian, you weren't successful in that career.
Dude, I haven't heard anything about that. We need to talk about that later.
So heroes and villains comment. This comment comes
Speaking
from
of heroes and villains,
Joel Sapp. Major pet peeve. I'm sorry. Can be as empty and meaningless statement as love you. The changed behavior is the best apology. Rather, you said nothing than empty words. I agree with you.
I thought that was a
Don't
deep,
even apologize
very-
if you're not going to change your behavior.
Yep.
Just
I like
keep
that.
same energy.
Yeah. So that's our comments for the day. Thanks for commenting. As always, please leave comments. Give us some feedback. Also, your opinions on what we talk about. It's good. I put a couple of different perspectives that people had mentioned in here because I think it's always good for us to hear, when we talk on an episode, hey, this is my perspective of it. And I'm like, that's a really good idea. So please share and comment.
All right, time for the
question of the day.
No. If you can fight one celebrity, you win their net worth. You don't become them. You win their money. Who are you fighting?
Michael Cera is who came to mind.
That's so good. I love that answer. Michael Cera. And oh my gosh. That's funny.
He may not be like the richest, but he got some money.
He's got more money than you do.
Definitely.
It's like you don't win his fame. You get a wire transfer of his net worth to you. That Michael Cera.
That's a good one.
That's a very good one.
Thank you.
The first person I thought of was JoJo Siwa. I'm beating her up.
I took ladies off the list. Because I wasn't going to beat up a female.
It was a dub. It was an instant dub. Like she's.
I agree with you, but
and she's so rich. But no. But I mean, if I gotta pick a dude,
bro, Daniel Radcliffe.
I'm not fighting Harry Potter.
No. What I'm saying is like the risk reward is pretty good. He's like 5'4", and he's worth a lot of money.
Yeah, but what if he's low key like an MMA trainer?
Oh, dude, that's why I don't fight in public. That's why I will not fight in public because you literally do not know who knows like Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
Ooh, you know who I'd fight if I gotta fight a dude? Patrick Stewart.
It's like I'm not just gonna get world starred out here.
I'm fighting Patrick Stewart all day. Pull up.
Wait, didn't he die?
No, he's still very much alive, and I'm beating the bricks off him.
I'm fighting Matthew Perry.
Who's the guy? You're gonna kill me. We just.
Whoa.
Oh wow.
Too soon.
Hey, it's my favorite show, but
is it?
Yeah, 100%. I have an emotional connection. It's not the best show, but I do have an emotional connection.
You're right. It's not the best show. It is the worst show.
I could never get into it.
Yeah. Did you see they just arrested a couple dudes in Matthew Perry's murder?
5 people. Yeah.
Yeah.
And something to do with like the overdose of some medication.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
His dealer.
I didn't see the whole article, but anyway.
Yeah.
Have you ever made a purchase that you instantly regretted?
Yes.
What'd you buy?
An Oculus.
Is that the VR thing?
Yep.
For your PlayStation 2 that you had before?
Do you still own it?
Yeah.
Do you use it?
No. It was one of those pandemic purchases that was so cool. I had got it because do you remember the walk the plank thing?
Yeah, I remember that one.
So,
it was like a VR thing where like you were on like some skyscraper. There was a plank that you had to just like walk
that's
out.
a hard pass.
No, it wasn't even scary. And then they had that Saber Beat game. That
Beat
was
Saber,
fun.
yeah.
That would be fun.
Beat Saber was fun, but like after like 3-4 days, I was done.
It lost its luster.
Yeah. Everyone had hyped it up so much. I was like, babe, I've got to go get one. So it was actually middle of a very bad snowstorm. And I'm like, I'm going to North Kansas City Target. That's the only place that's got it. Went up there to got it, came home and yeah.
When was the last time you turned it on?
When we lived in our last house.
Wow.
Do you even know where it's at?
It's back there somewhere.
There somewhere. It's in storage. Ben, you ever made a purchase you instantly regretted?
Yeah, you're gonna like this story. I was 12. My family was on vacation in Minnesota. We were burning some time. We walked into a pawn shop, and I saw a pair of Yeezy Red Octobers, and I was really big into shoes. Turns out they were really fake, and I spent $400 on them because I told my dad I could resell them. So my dad fronted me $400 when I was like 12 to buy these. I still have them as a lesson to myself.
Are they your size?
No.
What size are they?
They're like 8.5.
Oh, because it was
bro, they're like really bad fakes. I was so excited. I was like, oh my gosh, I can like resell these.
And the person was selling them for that much?
Oh, they were in a pawn shop.
They were in a pawn shop and they were fake. Like they were trying to get little 12-year-old kids like me to buy them.
Well, and it worked.
And literally, I convinced my dad. I was like, I know I can resell these, get a bunch of money for them, and I got.
So
screwed.
did you go somewhere to try to resell them?
Like I just tried to resell them on Facebook and just.
Like how'd you find out they were fake?
More research after I bought them.
Gotcha. Okay.
So
Yeah,
it was bad. And,
So that was like a $400 purchase. How much was your Oculus?
200,
Okay.
300.
I got y'all all beat.
Look, Julia's got it marked down. She's like, it was $300.
It was $300.76. We still have the receipt for this. I bought a house.
You did buy a house.
I bought a house.
You did. I feel like you never really loved that house.
Bro's like, trump card.
I didn't. So I bought the. The reason why I regret the house, not only because it was a lemon and a money pit, was because I bought it for the wrong reason. And that was to impress a girl. Ooh. Oh, you know this girl. You've met this girl.
Is it
Emily.
start with a J?
Oh, it does.
Okay.
It so does. No, it's got nothing to do with Emily. Anyway, I was dating this girl, and
And you were also wanting to support some friends at the time, too, who were realtors.
Yeah. An afterthought. That was an afterthought of supporting my realtor
Well, you chose
friend.
them specifically for that.
Well, yeah,
Well, of
but
course.
so I was dating this girl, and at the time, I did live with my mom. At the time, fine, but she
No
told
judgment.
me, whatever. She was like, "Hey, I don't think this is gonna work out. I don't think you're serious about life." And I was like, "Okay, bet."
Literally
Like
sipping the
literally the next day, I called a realtor friend. I was like, "I need to buy a house." And after I bought the house, she moved to Nashville.
And then it was what, like within a year that you had met Emily?
Within 6 months of me buying that house.
Because
met
I
Emily.
remember like you didn't have the house long and you guys were already working on getting married and
Yep.
and then you had to sell the house. Yeah.
I lost like 15 grand on that house because the basement was like rotted out and roof was bad. Yeah. I bought a house to impress a girl. And while I was buying the house, like signing the contract, I was like, this is a bad idea. I should not be going. Like in the realtor, Brian was like, how do you feel about it? I was like, this is the stupidest thing I'm doing. This is a bad idea. He was like, you have buyer's remorse. I was like, completely. Yeah. I shouldn't be doing this. This is a bad idea. The whole time.
So
Knew it was a dumb idea.
What did
Why
Emily
did
say
he not stop you from
about that situation? Like what did she say about the house and everything?
She was like, you're selling this house. And I was like, oh, I can't wait. Don't. This is
Did
the
you ever tell her the story though? Why you got the house?
I don't think so.
Oh well, now she's gonna know.
Yeah, she'll know now. But yeah,
Yeah.
I use my money wisely. Anyway,
She
just
buys people PS5s. I mean, it's pretty great.
I
Gives away
waste money.
blenders?
I
I have 3 blenders at home. Do you want one?
We did have 3 blenders. We now have 2.
Did you take one?
No.
Who did I give a blender to?
I think maybe Sarah, Jason.
Jason got the blender. All right, quick little fire off question.
Do you need a creamy?
I'm
Ninja
good.
creamy?
I kind of think I want that back though.
That's rude.
Take
No,
it.
it just
maybe.
got offered to me. Chill.
All right, no. All right, quick round. Peanut butter or Nutella?
Peanut butter all day.
Peanut butter.
Okay, I agree. Pepsi or Coke?
Coke.
Coke.
They taste the same.
No, they
No,
don't.
they don't.
They taste. Here's the thing: Pepsi, Coke, Dr Pepper, all taste the same.
Bro, no,
What?
Tastes
no,
the
no,
same.
no. Like I get ticked when I order a Coke at McDonald's and they give me a Dr Pepper. Like I will.
First of all, McDonald's
happens too
Coke
much.
RC.
slaps.
The best.
The best.
Yeah,
They have a different recipe.
yeah. It's extra sugar.
Tastes the same. Yeah. Hey, you know what we're gonna do then? What we're gonna do the next? We're gonna do a thing where I'm
Blind
gonna see
taste?
if you can like blind
Oh,
like, identify
easy. I can
like
do that.
soft drinks.
100%.
Okay.
And I don't know if I want to do it with like this is like a McDonald's Coke and this is like a regular
Me
Coke.
and
or
Julia
something
did
like
that during the pandemic.
So diet or regular drinks
Regular
Regular.
or zero.
taste the same.
I'm cool.
I would rather-
No, what?
They taste the same.
No, they don't.
They are so
I don't even
different.
think zero sugar and diet tastes the same.
That's true, actually. I agree
tastes
with
the
that
same.
statement.
It all tastes the same.
No.
The only soda
Stick
that
to your
tastes differently
LaCroix.
is Mountain Dew.
Your LaCroix.
I do drink LaCroix, so I can't talk.
Yeah.
Toasted or untoasted Pop-Tarts?
Untoasted. I don't really toast them. I heat them up sometimes.
I'd say I never take the time
the
to
microwave?
toast them.
Oh yeah, just pop them in for about 15 seconds. Get a ooh,
Ew.
Yeah.
I never take the time to toast them, but I think either's fine. I don't really have a preference there.
Yeah.
Pancakes or waffles?
Pancakes.
Waffles.
Stop it.
We were on a roll. That is a hard one.
Either if I had to choose, I'm going pancakes because waffles
I'd probably
are dry.
actually say pancakes.
Bro, secret option 3, French toast.
Yeah, I mean, French
I would
toast is
still choose-
obviously
Let's be
king.
real here.
French toast is king. French toast is king. You watch your mouth.
No, I actually thinking about it. I would do pancakes because you can get so many different types of pancakes. The best pancakes in the world.
Also true.
If you're in New York City, is at the Griddle Cafe, and I wish they would just bring a location here. I would have a pancake from there daily.
I want to know from y'all, pancakes or waffles? Obviously, French toast is king, but pancakes or waffles?
French toast is good, but I mean it's not necessary.
It's king. Stop it. I'm not gonna go on with you. All right, you get 3 mix-ins with ice cream. What are you putting in your ice cream?
I'm pretty simple. I like cookies and cream.
So what are you mixing in the ice cream?
Oreos.
You get 3
Yeah.
Oreos, and Oreos.
I just need one.
Oreos, lemon Oreos.
Hey, y'all got Oreos?
Double
Okay.
stuffed Oreos.
Let me get the
Normal
thins.
I would do peanut butter,
That's a good one.
peanut butter cups,
That's a good one.
and then also cookie dough with that as well.
Cookie
yeah.
dough?
Yeah.
Give me peanut butter. Give me brownie like bites.
Oh, nice.
And then like hot fudge.
The reason why
Okay, I just finished a whole tub of Moose Tracks,
that's good.
and Moose Tracks I think might be one of my favorites.
Moose Tracks. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Moose Tracks is good. The reason why I didn't say brownie batter because I would brownie pieces. It depends on the place. A lot of places they're so nasty.
I agree with that statement.
They
They
I
kind
want
of
to.
stale almost.
They do. It's
Yeah.
weird. It's like the fake little
Yeah.
great value version of the brownies.
Have you ever had great
I'm well aware of Great Value, but I
mean-
I prefer Great Value version of Girl Scout cookies over actual Girl Scout cookies. Like,
That's a bold statement.
I'm not saying I'm gonna turn down Girl Scout cookies, but I'm just saying for the $3 less, I'll take those.
You eat
$3
mint
less
chocolate chip
dollars?
ice cream, don't you?
What?
Yeah.
What kind of ice cream?
Mint chocolate chip. You do.
What's wrong with that?
It's not bad,
What-
but I mean,
and-
it's not something I run for.
It tastes like frozen toothpaste. That's what it tastes like. It's
do you,
nasty.
Do you have a mint thing, or you do not like mint?
Mint and chocolate should never be in the same.
But like
thing.
in general, does mint bug you?
Like, I'll
gum
eat a
and stuff
mint.
like that. Okay.
But like,
No, my wife, like when we got married, like nothing mint at all. She will now like choose some gum that has mint in it. Like
she doesn't like mint gum.
she does now. Before me, nothing.
weird.
She got the basic toothpaste that had the least mint flavor, like the Colgate. Like what's the basic one?
Unflavored Colgate.
Pretty much. But I now have
Bubble
gotten
gum?
her to the Crest 3D
What are you,
white.
7?
You know, honestly, I wouldn't mind an unflavored toothpaste. I'm sick of mint.
No, because
I
it
want
gives you that
something else.
fresh like.
I'm questioning your taste buds.
I
right
want
now.
something else.
I really am.
I
was
need a
thinking-
new
yeah.
toothpaste flavor. That's what I need. I need a new toothpaste.
Do
flavor
the
right
Hello
now.
brand. They have like a million different flavors.
Nah, I'm okay. All right, last thing. No, yeah. What order do you make your cereal?
If you don't put your cereal in first,
Correct.
you are a psychopath. Oh my gosh, you put milk in first.
I don't do it. I don't do it. I swear I don't do it. It's
Do you know
cereal.
someone that does?
Oh yeah, I know
Bro.
a few people that do milk first.
Dude, no, that is so wrong on
I don't understand
1,000
that.
levels.
First off, you don't get
Here-
as much cereal.
Exactly. But here's the logic: if you put the
No,
milk in
there's
first,
no logic.
and then you put the cereal in, the cereal never gets soggy.
Listen, I like
I low-key like soggy
Yes.
cereal.
I like peanut butter Captain Crunch, best
Oh,
cereal
100%.
out there. You know, it starts out crunchy, but as you get going, it doesn't get like soggy, but it's easier to chew and
Yeah.
Peanut butter Captain Crunch is the best cereal.
Hey, hang on. Want my hot take on cereal?
yeah.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch is overrated.
Very
Sorry,
much
comments.
so overrated.
I do.
Oh, really?
Very much so overrated.
I disagree.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorites.
yeah, it is overrated. The love that it gets can settle down.
I agree with that.
Well, real
statement.
quick, just since we're on it, what's your favorite cereal?
Fruity
Reese's
Pebbles.
Puffs.
Reese's Puffs.
Fruity Pebbles.
Okay.
Did you say Reese's Puffs?
I told you that no matter what I say, Reese's.
Puffs.
I know, and I know that
The
it's
rap
wrong,
doesn't
America.
Oh,
But
it's
it's
so
just-
funny. Is there a food that just when you hear the name of the food, like you get upset? Because
Bam.
mine's
Hominy.
green bean casserole. That
You
those
don't like
three-
green bean casserole?
No,
Really?
It
Even
is
at
the-
Thanksgiving?
That's one like. If that's like my pineapple on pizza. Who brought the green bean
Pineapple?
casserole? What did I say?
You said pineapple. That's like my pineapple on pizza.
Pineapple. Whatever.
Bosh.
Green bean. Because I'm planning a cookout, and I was like, "What can you bring?" And I was like, "Don't you dare bring green
Did
bean
someone
casserole.
already take my mac and cheese? Because you told me that's what you wanted me to
No,
bring.
no, that's on you.
Okay.
Yeah,
You know what's
but
really cool is when they talk about
Julia,
a
do you
cookout
wanna
in front
go
of you that
to
you're
the
not
cookout?
invited to.
Was invited to you, sent you a text about it. You're not going to be in town. Okay. Anyway,
Oh, he got the
let's
receipts.
get into the topic because we've talked too long about things that don't matter. Video games, folks. So, if you're not going to be into video games, if you don't really play them, but also we're going to talk about apps too, like phone video games. So, stick around for the
less
last bit
important
of the
ones.
episode because that's really where we're going to have some hot takes.
You know what's funny is my cousin Jenny, she commented on last week's episode on Marvel.
Oh, yeah.
And she was like, thank you for letting me to exit at minute 22. And she on church Sunday, she was like, I hope that was rude. I was like, no, I thought it was hilarious.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
So
We should probably put the topic at the very... No. We want them to keep listening so that way they won't know. We'll never tell you. I don't know what the topic is today.
you already said video games.
Let me live my life.
She can edit that out.
No, she won't. All right. So
He doesn't want anything edited.
what's the first console you guys had? I'm skipping the first question. Doesn't matter.
Nintendo, because, you know, we had
Which one?
It was either the Super or the 64.
Right. Because if you say Nintendo, because I'm older than you, I remember Nintendo.
Yeah.
Where it was like, it had like the little flap thing and you had
Yes,
to blow
you had to
into
blow, yeah.
But no, but mine had like, it was like a garage port
There was
thing where you
there
had
was
to like
multiple
push it in
different
and then like
consoles
push
that you
down.
had to blow into.
That's true.
You're not wrong because you had to blow in the Super Nintendo ones too.
64, yeah.
Yeah.
64, you would blow into the cartridge.
Yes.
Yeah,
Which
but,
that
like,
was my first console.
It was what was referred to as the NES. It was a brick, and
Yes.
like you had to put the game in, push down, then
Yes.
close the lid. And oh man, that was
I'm
like
surprised you didn't say an Atari.
we had one. I know we had
As old
one.
as you are.
Thank you. We had one,
Elder
but I don't
statesman.
remember playing it. I think I played it maybe one time.
Yeah.
And then like the Nintendo like came in the house.
Yeah, no, definitely it was. I'm pretty sure it was Super Nintendo, Mario and Duck Hunt and all those ones. Did you have the attachments with the little like?
Nah, we were poor.
Well, we were too, but we had the attachment.
I think we had the gun. I remember seeing it like one time in the
Yeah,
house.
but then we upgraded to the original PlayStation when that came out. You remember that little gray little square thing?
The plate, like, so that was like the one you like really remember like getting.
No, I remember Nintendo's.
Okay.
I was saying after that is when we moved. I never kept really Nintendo from there.
Ben, you're a child. What was your first system?
We were gifted a Nintendo 64.
That was the first one. Like you were like,
Yep. When we were, oh man, I was probably 5 or 6.
Yeah.
And then after that, my parents bought us a PlayStation 2 for Christmas. That was
so you got the 64,
was-
skip PlayStation, and went to PS2. Mm-hmm. Dang.
yeah. We didn't.
Did you ever play on the original PlayStation?
No, never did. I mean, I have like since, but not growing up.
Gotcha.
But when I was a kid, I would say the biggest game console was GameCube. At least that's what all my friends had.
I never. Julia is cheering back
We
there.
played a
Sure.
ton of GameCube.
That is like her favorite console. I never got into the GameCube.
Nah, my
One
friend
of our
had
best
it.
friends had a GameCube, and we would go over. We'd play
I had a
Smash
friend that had
Brothers.
it, but-
Smash Bros. We'd play baseball. Oh my gosh!
Yeah, I never. I think at that point I was just really into PlayStation because like
That was when like Mario Kart Double Dash was on there too.
Yeah,
Ugh.
had the weird like.
It was that C button.
That C, man, that's so weird. And then the big A, and then the Y, and
was
the weird design.
GameCube was probably the dumbest console.
But it was great. It was great. I loved every second of it.
I never liked the GameCube. I
And
thought
the
it was a
discs were,
stupid
like, that
console.
big.
Yeah, never liked it.
Yeah.
Levi, I interrupted you. What were you saying?
I don't remember.
All right. So there was a question like, what consoles have you played on? I literally played on all of them. One of my favorite consoles was the Sega Dreamcast. It was I'm getting deer in
No.
headlight looks.
No.
It was a white
Yeah,
because there was like Sega,
my
Sega
face
Saturn.
is going at the controller.
It looked like a spaceship, like a sports car spaceship.
Wait,
it was
hang
so
on.
weird.
I'm getting a phone call. Hey, Caleb, 1985 called and they want their game console back.
I'm so mad. I thought you were getting a phone call, and I fell for that.
I thought it was your wife, to be honest. Like, where?
Bro,
are
I
you?
thought like
you kidding me?
something.
I'd have been like, nope.
That's so mean. Fine. Sega Dreamcast. That was mine. Never mind. I don't
Okay,
care.
but walk me through the lineage of what you own, not what you played, what you owned. Like, what did you go from to what?
So this is we owned them all, but we owned them for short periods of time. Okay. And this is my dad's fault because he wasn't the best with money. So we would have it, and then my dad would pawn it.
That's funny.
I remember like getting these great systems, and then like coming home from school. Where's the PlayStation? I pawned it. Okay, and then but then we would get it back like in like a couple of months, or like it was we had systems for spurts of time.
I'm not gonna lie. This was after I graduated. You know, when I was in that single and not good with money. I had like a PS2, a PS3, and a PS4 multiple times because I would sell them, and then when when I was missing playing, I would go buy a used one.
Like from like a pawn shop or something.
No, I would go to GameStop and do it at that time.
Okay.
Yeah,
my dad was on like a first name basis with like the pawn shop people. Like he would walk in, they would go, "Hey, what's up, Mr. Foreman? What do you got today?" And it's like, "You're in here too much, Dad. You were in." They like when caller ID became a thing, America Pawn all the time on the caller
one in
ID.
Independence.
It was the one in Blue Springs,
okay.
And like he was. Oh my gosh. So yeah, I had every system, but we never had them for long. So.
And say I know that like we had the Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64. We got the PlayStation. And I remember like we played Resident Evil and there was some racing games. And then we all got Game Boy Colors. You remember those?
Yeah, I never had one. Man, I was so jealous of everybody that did.
Yeah,
me too.
So okay. So we had the Game Boy Colors. I never got the Game Boy. Was it Advance or whatever? I never. Julia.
Is that the one
that
was
this
like,
horizontal one that looks like a DS?
Yeah. I never got that.
Oh, that was the one that flipped up. Oh, the Game Boy was the one that looked like a DS then.
They were all Game Boys, but like.
Yeah, but like the one that looked. Never mind.
I know what you're talking about.
Continue.
And then, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, 4.
So you've been a PlayStation guy your whole.
Yeah, so there was one point, because I love playing games with friends.
Yeah.
And so there was one point, I'd become friends with someone, they had an Xbox, so I was like, you know what, I'll just get an Xbox. We'll play. Then, not even 3 months later, that person's like, I think I want to buy a PlayStation and get rid of my Xbox. So,
I am, this is like one of the next questions, like what consoles have you played on, which ones are your favorite? I am not brand loyal in about everything in my life, phones included. I'll go from Android to Apple, whatever.
Ooh.
Really?
Yes. Here's my thought process. I list my needs and then what phone best fits me. Do the same thing with video games. And I always have, because we've gone from the N64 to PlayStation 2, and then we stopped playing video games for a few years. And then the first video game system that me and my brother bought by ourselves was an Xbox 360. And Modern Warfare 3 came out. And that was kind of like our introduction to Call of Duty
into like gaming and stuff like that.
And then my brother went to a PlayStation 3. Oh, I'm sorry, PlayStation 4. We never had a PlayStation 3. And then I bought an Xbox One X.
So you've never got to appreciate the system like upgrades, because like we did.
Yeah.
We went from the PlayStation to the PlayStation Slim to the PS2 to then like when Xbox came out, that was like, and Halo.
That was that's what I
the-
loved about Xbox.
That was the
Halo.
goated game for years.
But the console
not a
itself,
huge
I
fan
didn't
of
like
it.
this system compared to PlayStation. Even now, I like the way that PlayStation operates better than Xbox.
I think it's because
Now I'm on
I am used to it. Yes.
Now I'm on PC, so like I just
loser. No, I'm just playing.
I like Xbox currently because, well, Xbox is owned by Microsoft. So
Well, and my oldest brother Jeff, he was always an Xbox guy. He always had the current Xbox console. But I just never.
we've always, I mean, like the thing is, again, we've always had both, and it's been basically determined by our best friends which ones they have.
Yeah.
Like, because we want to play with them, right?
Yeah,
I mean, so like,
exactly, yeah.
I mean, that's what gaming has been for me, is a social act.
Yeah.
Was esports ever a thing? Like when you were like young, did you ever think this could be a job?
Oh yeah. I was like, what are you doing?
Esports
It
is like,
started,
yeah, I got you
so.
or was it always just like
I was
play
never
this
good.
a lot?
I would never good enough.
No, so my brother, he played some professional Counter-Strike on computer PC, and like he played a few like professional tournaments and like was pretty big into it. I realized then it could be like a really big deal, but also I would say in about 2012 is kind of when like I remember watching like the COD, World Championships. Like, and I remember FaZe and Optic and all these guys and Scump and Nadeshot and all these guys going crazy. Like, I remember that. And I remember watching them on YouTube, and I was like, oh, okay, like, these guys are making a lot of money.
You just said a whole bunch of words and names. I was like,
names, I didn't know, but I was just like, yeah.
Scott and
Nadeshot.
Optic.
So, Nadeshot was the first gamer to make over $1 million.
Nice.
He's the
Good
dude
for
that's,
him.
He's the dude that's
Yeah.
sponsored by Red Bull.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, let's go to the next question.
Well, and also, I think we skipped
They
over.
invite me on to talk about video games and don't want me to talk about video
No,
games.
I appreciate the knowledge.
It's becoming clear that you know way more about video games than I do.
We did, which is why he's on this episode. We did skip over like the Nintendo Wii.
Oh God,
We never had one.
You never had the Wii?
Never had one.
Did
Man.
you played it though, right? Like,
Oh yeah, loved
Yeah.
it. But let's be real here. The Wii Zapper, you know that part?
no, never
You know
had
the gun that came?
no,
I grew up poor.
I was poor.
We were poor kids.
Yeah, you know why I didn't have a Wii's? Because my parents paid the heating bill instead of buying us a Wii. Not kidding. That was a conversation we actually had. Sorry.
Hey,
love
we
your
just-
parents.
While he's playing on his Xbox.
Speaking of the heating bill, which is a weird thing to call it, what do you call the electric bill in your house? Is it the power? Is it like the power bill, the electric bill, or the light bill?
Evergy.
The Evergy bill?
Evergy bill.
It's the electric bill.
Oh,
It's
not
the
in my.
Evergy
In
bill.
my
What is it? The light bill?
when I was a kid, it was the light
lights.
bill. It was
Yeah,
the light
the
bill.
light bill.
Pay the
That
light
makes
bill.
sense. I mean, yeah, I've heard them all, but I mean, if I'm just saying like, oh yeah, we need to pay the electric bill. That's what
I've
comes.
never seen.
No, we used to live out in the country, and we had a big LP tank, and they would come and fill it, natural gas.
You know, like the big like.
I'm
But
aware.
it was
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm on board.
and it was around Christmas time, and I remember there was a big cold snap, and so we were using a lot of it. And then my parents were like, "We were gonna get you a Wii. This is the year we got the PlayStation 2. Like we were gonna get you a Wii, but we needed to do that." And we're like, "Yeah, I mean that's cool. I mean like sweet because like it's
Yeah.
warm in here." Like,
Oh
so
man,
yeah, I remember that.
that's
Yeah.
funny. All right, so have you ever what was a game that you remember beating and like celebrating that you would beat it? Wow.
The silent.
Didn't think that
I
would
mean, I'm trying to think.
stump the
I'm trying to go way back. I mean, I can think of more recent games, but Resident Evil is what comes to mind because that's like when we were a kid. Like we played that a lot.
I never played shooting games on a console. Like
Yeah.
with like zombie. Is it zombies or?
Yeah, it was zombies.
I've
yeah.
never played like a Resident Evil game.
Yeah, I don't play them anymore.
They were
but, like I remember
scary to
my
me.
brother
I
Jeff,
didn't
Tyler, and me on the
play 'em.
PlayStation, original PlayStation. Like we constantly played Resident Evil, and there were some racing games. But
I
I
played
honestly,
and
growing
beat-
up, I never finished games.
I didn't really. either.
Really, never.
The thing is that like the games that me and my brother were playing, like I'm not one of those people. I play video games for a social aspect.
So you're not into like the story mode of the game.
I cannot sit down on a video game for multiple hours by myself if I'm not playing with friends.
Oh, I could.
If I'm not playing with you, I have maximum an hour that I can play.
Oh wow.
So like I've always played games there's multiplayer. So Call of Duty.
Which I now
Like,
I
that's
love.
Fortnite.
I
Like,
love playing with friends more now, but I mean,
Yeah.
I just played Miles Morales and beat that.
Mm-hmm.
Loved that game. Like I could play a story game. Growing
Yeah, I
up,
love
I
story
do play
games.
story like my all-time favorite game is Skyrim. Is Elder Scrolls Skyrim.
Gotcha.
Okay.
But I've never beat it because the replayability factor and the fact that there are so many side quests. I got to a certain point in the main quest line and then basically did everything else on the side.
Yeah.
So
Well, and for me, and you
I know how it ends,
Growing up, like I wanted every wrestling game, so every new wrestling game that came out. So it was really a never. Shut up. I could literally name them. SmackDown vs. Raw, like all of them.
Go on, nerd.
But I don't really feel like those you beat the whole game because it's one that you can continually play. Yeah,
It's like
yeah,
playing
yeah.
Madden. It's like, how do I beat Madden?
yeah, you
Like,
can. There is like a story. Yeah, you beat that, but there's also other modes that you play. You know, so
Okay.
that's why like those, and then racing games, GTA. I played that.
I've never beat
Forza?
a
Did you play Forza?
No, I never played Forza. What was the Need for Speed?
Gran Turismo. Well, Need for Speed was
Need for Speed is what we played.
Okay, see, I started. So our first racing game was I was had a Mario Kart, but was Gran Turismo on the PlayStation 2.
Gotcha.
Phenomenal game.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? I did have that game.
Yeah, it's a great
Yes.
game.
That was actually one of my first games for the PS2 because it's a funny story. My mom bought me a PS2 for Christmas. She was going to give it to me on Christmas morning. We had my siblings over for like my siblings were older.
Christmas celebration.
Yeah. And so my sister Jessica, I got a box, I opened it and had a bunch of PS2 games. I was like, well, I guess I know what I'm getting tomorrow.
We played, like in my house, we played, the racing games were kind of like, but we played like Mortal Kombat. We played like,
Mortal Kombat, yeah.
Tekken wasn't really a thing for us, but like Mortal Kombat was like huge in our house.
I feel like Tekken was more like in the
I never got into
arcades.
Mortal Kombat.
Oh my
Mortal Kombat.
gosh. And
Mortal
then,
Kombat's
like,
fun.
my brother played everything. He loved like the RPG games, like Final Fantasy. He loved those. Kingdom Hearts was like big in the house. The first game I ever remember beating was Zelda, like The Legend of Zelda.
Oh yeah.
Ocarina of Time.
I've beat the last two on Switch.
What, Breath of the Wild?
Breath of the Wild and the Into the Darkness or something like that.
I can't beat Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
I'm 1% into the
good.
game, and I'm like,
it's-
I'm over it. The world is too big for
It's
me.
pretty expensive. Yeah, it is very expensive.
And I'm like, I don't really want to do it anymore.
I never really played the Zelda games. So
I came into video games kind of like at an awkward era. Like I didn't have any of that NES,
2D. It was like 2D games.
Yeah, I never had any of that. But like I was also on the back end kind of
some of the bigger games at the time.
some of the bigger games.
Yeah.
So like
Call of Duty and
yeah,
stuff like that.
and so I kind of came in as an awkward stage, but so now I have gone back and
Yeah.
played some of those older games, even though Breath of the Wild isn't an old game. But
I never I played Zelda, but I never like bought the game to play for myself. Like it's just one I never really got into.
When the systems like made it into your house, did you see yourself playing video games more or playing outside more? Like which one kind of was like the thing to do?
Different. I mean, when I was younger, we played outside more, even though we had video games.
Okay.
My brother Jeff, he played video games, but more. So, but as time changed and you became more inside, like I would play video games more often.
Yeah.
But that was my answer.
now we we grew up in the country, so when we got our Nintendo 64, it was like my parents didn't really have any like hard and fast rules, but like if they came in and we were playing and they had kind of like seen us play a lot and they were like, "Hey, go outside!" Like
Yeah.
So like there was, and like we always had things to do. Like I mean, like me and my brother were both in baseball. Like
Okay.
So
there were
sports.
things like you
there
had
was
to, like-
other things that I was doing.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like I was just my nose in a.
When do you feel like you became an avid gamer? Like where you played? I know you said the social
once we bought the Xbox 360.
Okay.
Me and my brother, because I remember like we spent like our own money, like we were so excited to get it.
I feel like that was the biggest.
We met the guy at a local bank and picked it up. We bought it off Craigslist.
I feel like that was the biggest console at the time. Like at the time when
Oh,
the Xbox
100%.
360 came out.
360 had
360.
a reign. It
Yeah.
reigned forever.
Because
like, for a
PlayStation
while.
went down. Now I feel like PlayStation's back up, but
Yeah.
I mean, I think it. I mean, 6 to 1, half dozen to the other.
cool.
Our
We both were like, "Jeez, what did you say?"
6 to 1, half dozen to the other.
I've never. Heard
I don't know what
in
that
my
means.
life.
That means they're 6 to 1, half dozen to the other. Pick yours.
I've
I
never
still
heard
don't know
that.
what that means.
Never heard that in my
What
life.
is half a dozen?
I
I
get
know
the
your
reference.
math.
Yeah,
I
okay.
get it.
Okay.
I get it. I just have never heard anyone say that before.
Can you use it in a sentence, please? Don't please stop it. I don't know what that means. Back when I was like a kid, like in middle school for sure, like I think Grand Theft Auto was like it just can't come on the scene.
San Andreas.
I think San Andreas.
That was
goated game.
Yeah.
Did you ever play any of the GTAs?
I have 5, but again, so I came on a weird thing.
Okay.
I
San
never got into
Andreas was
San
like
Andreas.
that's still like
Yeah.
my favorite GTA.
Yeah.
What
agree.
are some of yours favorite games that you folks have
I
played?
thought you were talking to Julia for a second.
Talking to the people. Julia's over there. I'm talking.
That's what I thought too.
I want to get.
actually.
I want to
I'm
get
like,
audience participation. Comment your favorite video games that you played, and if we have missed some so far,
Okay. What's your top 3 favorite video games?
I'm
top
not gonna
video games
Oh well, I mean Fortnite's right now for me.
of all time. Top 3 video games. It's got to be for me. I would say Halo,
Okay.
It was good.
Mario Kart, and gosh, let me throw an OG one out there. Tetris.
Nice.
Really?
Top 3. I could play some Tetris.
Bro,
I mean,
y'all
I
ever
like
play
Tetris.
Frogger?
Oh
no,
yeah.
never.
Bro,
You never played
was-
Frogger?
Never played Frogger.
Oh, I loved Frogger.
Love Frogger. Anyway,
Yeah.
sorry. What's your top
Top 3. What did I say? I forgot what I said already.
Tetris,
Mario
Mario
Kart,
Kart,
and
Halo.
did I say? Okay. I wanted to give Halo its respect.
I mean, I'm just gonna say
Clearly you forgot about
WWE
it.
games because it didn't matter.
Loser.
I know. I
I'm
played
sorry.
them every
I'm
year.
sorry. I shouldn't rain on you. I'm sorry.
Roman Reign.
Oh jeez.
Oh, Mario Brothers.
Okay, Mario Brothers.
Super Mario Brothers. And then, I mean, it varies. There's not a bunch. There's so many I like. Right now, you guys know this. I'm obsessed with Fortnite, thanks to you.
I'm so sorry about that. Gosh.
But I do love like it used to be Call of Duty. I used to love Call of Duty. Halo is an amazing game too.
You gave your 3.
Sorry.
Let Ben answer.
I have an emotional connection to Call of Duty, just because like I've got a lot of memories with friends, my brother, all that kind of thing. Skyrim. I mean, I am so excited for the new one to come out next year. Hopefully.
I've never played those games.
Oh,
I don't
it
even
is
know what it is.
Phenomenal.
I've heard the name. I don't know what it is though.
Yeah.
It's an open world RPG game
Awesome.
that you're kind of in.
Is
Is
it
it-
with like elves and stuff like that?
Is it better than Final Fantasy?
So I'd never played Final Fantasy,
Okay.
but I would say it's in that same vein.
Yeah.
Okay. Name your other 2.
Another one.
Call of Duty,
Mm-hmm.
Skyrim, and
You gonna say like MLB or the PGA game or
I actually
2K,
my hot take
Madden?
My hot take is the best sports game is MLB
WWE.
and
Oh.
Chell and
Be
NHL.
quiet. All right, so we named our top 3 like games.
You know what's funny is sorry. I know I cut you off.
No, it's fine.
No one really mentioned Madden. Did you guys play Madden games?
I did.
I played NFL Blitz on the 64. That was like
Not the same.
Yeah. Not the same. My brothers would get Madden every year, but I never, and I'd play a little bit, but I never really.
I was never good at Madden.
Yeah.
Never
That was one of the games that my parents got us with the PlayStation 2. Was
Yeah.
Madden 08 with Vince Young on the cover.
I
Gotcha.
wish I was good at Madden. Cuz like my cousins like Madden and 2K, that was their games and I wish like I could do
He
that
also-
with it.
I go back and play it now, and I'm like, this is not even remotely the same game that I remember playing.
Yeah.
I tried
I'm like, the movements
was
are
it?
just so.
You think the new, like as it keeps growing, like it just gets worse?
I mean, like
In your opinion, obviously.
like in my nostalgic opinion, yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
I got you. Yeah.
Right? I mean, but because again, for that kind of thing, I'm a very casual person. Literally, the only games I am super competitive at are like Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'm a very like just amateur, avid gamer.
back when I had a PS3, my brother played Call of Duty a lot. My younger brother Josh played Call of Duty a lot.
Okay.
And I was like, I want to bond with him. This is when our relationship was more strained than it is now. I was like, I want to bond with him. I want to find something that he does that I want to. So I went out and bought Call of Duty. I was like, hey, which one do you play? He was like, Modern Warfare 2 or whatever one he said. Went out and bought it and never opened the game. And then
That's
like
such a tragedy.
Have you ever played any of the Call of Duties?
I maybe one for
Bro.
like 2 seconds. Like again, it was I hopped on the story mode, tried to get my eye in a little bit, and I was like,
I've
not
completed
here
one
for it.
campaign.
I'm not here for it. Halo, the Halo campaign, favorite campaign of all time. Anyway, I want to know who's on your Mount Rushmore of video game characters. Like
so you
one
got
person from the game.
Rey Mysterio. No, I'm just
I'm
kidding.
gonna hit you.
Just kidding. No, I don't really have an answer for this question.
This
All
is
right,
a
then I
hard
will.
one.
This is my Mount Rushmore. How many people are on Mount Rushmore? 4 people. How many presidents are on the original Mount Rushmore? Is it 4?
It's not the original.
Oh, There's
it's
no
the,
updated version.
It's
What
4.
do you mean original?
It's 4, Caleb.
All right, then
Name the presidents.
that are on Mount Rushmore.
Actually, I kind of want to see if you can get it.
This is hilarious.
Washington is on there. Him.
He said him.
I'm him.
Lincoln is on there. Gosh, boy. I think Jefferson's on there. And I think the last guy,
And next, what was your next statement?
I want to say Roosevelt is probably on there, but I could be wrong.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know who's on Rushmore. I know Washington's on there.
And him.
And him.
And him.
Washington.
What's your Mount Rushmore? Video
Mount
games?
Rushmore video game characters? It would be in no order. Just like these are
Yeah.
the 4 guys on there. I think Mario's on there.
100%.
Oh yeah.
I put Mario and Luigi. Like I feel like they go.
Yeah, but I would put him though, because he came before Luigi though.
Oh, stop saying him.
Anyway,
Can we
Mario.
get a him counter?
Stop it. Mario's on there. I would put Mario the Master Chief,
Okay, I was
Yeah.
trying to
because he had like
yeah.
the Halo series was like a thing.
Yeah.
I would probably also put Pac-Man on there,
Ooh, that's a
That's
good
a, yeah,
one.
that is a really good one.
and the last person I would throw up there would be. I was gonna put Liu Kang, but like a Mortal Kombat character just not earn that spot.
No, and so who's the main Mortal Kombat guy?
Liu Kang or Raiden.
I think Mortal Kombat has absolutely earned that to be.
I agree.
That is a long running franchise.
I don't feel like it's as popular nowadays as it was back then, but
It has a cult following.
yeah.
This is sad. He's not really a character. I would take Liu Kang down and put like John Madden up there, like because of the Madden,
That's fair.
the Madden franchise.
That makes sense.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
So yeah, that would be like my
That's
Mount Rushmore.
my
Sports.
problem. That's my problem with this
It's in the game.
question is that I play games that there is no main character,
Yeah. That makes sense.
right? Because Skyrim, the first scene of the game, you create your own character out of 75 different races, and you can customize the bejesus out of them.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
Okay.
like you literally, it's not.
So comment who would be on your
Mine
Mount
would be
Rushmore?
Link from Zelda, though. Is who I'd
good
add.
one.
That is
Good
a
one.
good one.
I
I'm
can't take
surprised
credit for that. Shout out, Nathan.
I was not like we had the Game Boy the Game Boy Color. We played the Pokemon games a lot, but I feel like Pikachu or Ash should be.
I think
there.
Ash is a fair one.
Oh, that's
I'm not a
that's
huge Pokemon
But
fan,
I feel like Pikachu and Ash need to go together because I think
agree.
Mario and Luigi go together.
sure.
Pikachu, Ash, because I mean, like Pokemon, like that's
Yeah.
Like
that's
Pac-Man
the
and
whole
Mrs. Pac-Man would be.
thing. Yeah,
together.
yeah. I'm cool with putting like the main characters on that one.
Ooh, there's also Sonic. He was a good one.
Sonic's run wasn't long enough. He was huge.
That's
His
true.
run wasn't long enough.
Yeah. And what was the other one I'm thinking of? No. Okay.
All right, let's move into apps real quick. Video game apps.
I think, hold on, there was a couple questions you missed.
But for time though, we should move into apps. Though.
There was a really good question you missed.
Should kids be encouraged to play outside more? Are video games appropriate? The violent ones.
That one. So our video games,
Are violent video games appropriate for kids?
yeah. I think not necessarily.
Right.
And I'm saying this as someone who played them growing up, which I think there's. So Fortnite, for example,
Uh-huh.
I think specifically that game, there are so many young kids on there that
Oh yeah.
are
Bro, you got a
just
mic? Bro, you
they
got a mic?
talk trash. Like, and I'm not talking about like, oh, you're so dumb. Like, I mean, they just cuss constantly, and like the things they say are so like degrading and hate. Like, it just
Yeah, like my brother, like I have nephews, and they are not the oldest one that he's allowed to play Fortnite with me only.
yeah.
And then like
Bad parenting
his
choice.
younger brothers, they are not allowed to play it at all. And
Yeah.
I feel like
I think under parental supervision like that.
yeah, like my brother's doing a really good job of like restricting like what your kids are like what he's exposing his kids to. I think that, you know, we played violent video games when we were like 6, 7, 8.
Yeah.
Like, we were beating the crap out of people in Mortal Kombat.
OG Call of Duty like S&D lobbies, the having mics on. bro.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
and
I
I think there's
boy.
too many kids that
Learned a lot of words
play
that way.
nonstop, and basically they get to do whatever they want. And
Yeah.
when they do, they're introduced to a lot of things without like really kind of processing what some of the words other people say mean, and then they'll just start saying stuff and just I don't know. I think it's become a little excessive. I think you're right. It needs to be.
I think the video games themselves aren't the problem, and this goes
No, I
kinda,
agree.
kind of into the next question with the mimicking of violent video games. I'm like, if we're mimicking violent video games, like the video games isn't the problem. We have bigger problems to kind of work
I agree
out.
with that. I do. Yeah.
And like again, I mean, we all played violent video games growing up. You know, like for Call of Duty specifically. Like I remember my dad being like, "This we do not do this with guns."
yeah.
And I grew up around guns. Like
So
we were
what
very
happened
much like
is your parents sat you down and had like a
Absolute-
conversation. Was like, just so
absolutely.
you know, this isn't real.
Like my uncle was my uncle was active duty and was deployed when we got into Call of Duty, and he's like, that was one of the big things they didn't want us to play Call of Duty at first, was because we don't want you to see what would happen to Uncle Roger.
Oh wow.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
Like
I
I
mean,
remember that conversation.
because I
Yeah.
remember like when like I think it was Grand Theft Auto, when like Call of Duty like was like a really big thing and made its heyday. Like there were kids that like when school shootings would happen, or when kids would like try to act out things that they saw in video games. It's like there was a really big media debate about our video. It always happens like every couple of years.
Yeah.
Like, are video games too
Yeah.
violent? And I'm thinking,
Especially again with the
It's
shooting
video
things, like
games,
dude,
but-
we've got way bigger problems. Like
Right.
it's not the video games.
I will say, like GTA specifically, I don't think that game a bunch of young kids should be playing
I agree
because
I
I mean, of all the there's prostitution, there's like all
Nudity,
kinds
there's
of
a lot. There's a lot of elements that are in some of those
100%.
games. Like, I think you know what I think it's the ratings. I think that if a parent decides like under 17 or the M rating or whatever, E for everyone, go for it, because there are
Yeah,
games that are rated E that I love. Like, there's a game
100%.
called Overcooked. Ah,
Great game.
best game ever. It's
on the Switch.
Played
yeah.
it one time with Caleb. He got really mad at me.
He gets
violent.
he
I have
does.
been called names by like I'll invite
By his
friends
wife.
over.
You've been called names. You call me names.
Listen to me then. But like I have been called, like I had some friends over and I've been called jerks, other names, like 4-letter words when I play that game. So Overcooked, oh man, it brings that.
You are very competitive. You're like,
Fortnite, no.
why are you not over here?
Fortnite, no, but that game will bring the worst out of me. The worst person.
Just wait till my rant.
Anyway, but yeah. So I just
Fortnite
wanna-
brings it out of him too. Let me
I just
tell
want to
you.
talk about. You want to talk about video game apps because we're kind of at time already.
I mean,
Yes, real quick, go.
I mean,
All
yeah.
right. My favorite phone apps, because I think phone apps are just as good as regular. No, they're not. But phone apps are great.
Yeah.
I will say that I don't play any of these games anymore. These are my top 5 favorite phone games of all time. Candy Crush. Are we still playing Candy Crush?
No.
My mom does.
Is she like level 1,000?
But you guys are in the same age bracket, so.
Thank you. Subway Surfers. I got addicted to Subway Surfers.
Yeah, it was a good one.
heavy.
I was in middle school when it came out.
Clash of Clans. That one.
You still play that, don't you?
I gave it up.
That is the
Okay.
only game that I have on my phone.
I don't play.
I stopped playing it. I haven't looked back. I'm fine. Not
I have been
it.
playing since I was in middle school. Like the 12-year anniversary thing just came out. I remember when the 5-year did. Like
Wow.
I've been playing it a very long time.
I was I was heavy into it. But Flappy Bird, I remember when that
The
when
30 seconds that it was on the App Store.
I feel
Bro.
like it was overrated.
it was because
Definitely was.
I got into it. But
yeah,
like,
I mean, I did too. But it
No,
was
the
overrated.
hype was because they took it off the App Store.
Yeah.
it was like it went up and then tanked real quick.
Yeah.
But it had its heyday. Pokemon Go, I missed that one. Like,
I don't.
Is this still out there?
Yeah.
I mean,
Go geocaching.
Because like I remember like going places. I was like, oh, let me see what Pokemon are here. Like at the
I
airport.
lost
Kaufman.
friends over that game.
I'm sorry,
Bro, what?
Excuse me,
because I wouldn't play. I wouldn't play, so they quit being my friend.
Oh my gosh,
That's really sad.
that's funny. Honorable mention though, Temple Run. Never really
Temple Run's
played
a
it.
good one.
You never played it?
Solid.
Oh,
I
it's
played
a
it
good
like
game.
one time.
Solid.
It's like Subway Surfers.
I never got into Subway
It's the
Surfers.
original Subway Surfers.
Yeah, I didn't care for Temple Run though. Those are my top 5. I don't play them anymore though.
Respect that.
That was actually 6, but
It was an honorable.
I can't count. Yeah, it was an honorable mention.
honorable mention.
Yeah, let me live.
So a lot of these games, so Monopoly Go I put on there because I've been addicted. I'm actually falling off of that one
There's
game.
0 point to that game.
Thank you.
It's actually a great game, but it ticked me off.
Roll, roll, collect, roll, collect, roll. There's no point to the game.
Let
You're
'em live.
welcome for
My feelings are valid.
sure.
Not on this podcast.
If that's how you feel.
That's how I feel.
Hey.
Oh, you're so dumb.
I'm glad you know the name. Angry Birds. I feel like that should be up there. That's a good one.
That's a classic. That's
Yeah.
a classic.
I played it for like a couple days. And
Yeah, one that went away really quick. Trivia Crack.
That was a good one.
I
did like
really
that
enjoyed
one.
that
I played
one.
in high school.
Royal Match is one I've been playing for a little bit.
Sounds like a
It's-
dating website.
No, it's a lot like Candy Crush, but it's like a royal theme. So I like those games. But anyways, and Words with Friends. That was another one that went away.
that one swept.
Bro, my mom plays that.
Still,
I actually hated.
Yeah.
I
Really?
hated
'Cause
Trivia
I-
Crack and Words with Friends because I had friends that would cheat.
I loved Trivia Crack. Honestly,
very
honorable
good.
mention for me though would be the Snake game from Nokia.
I
phones.
was gonna say that you. That was my one contribution to this thing because I don't play phone games because I get addicted to them, and so I only have Clash of Clans for when I go sit on the toilet. But
Okay, well, we're gonna cut out that
And-
I said that and let Ben have his moment.
God, man,
Oh.
so frustrating.
So
Levi.
Ben, what's your top 5?
Bro, there's 2 of the all-time best games. One is that Nokia game,
The Nokia
the
Snake.
Nokia
game.
Snake, and then anybody have the BlackBerry with the ball on it?
Oh,
And
Brick
you had
Breaker.
Brick Breaker.
Oh yes, I
Brick
forgot
Breaker.
about that
Game.
game.
My man.
See, you still got
That was
one. You
amazing.
still got one.
I
That was
remember
a
stealing my
very
dad's phone,
good
like,
game. Brick Breaker. Oh gosh.
All right, let's go to the weekly segment, which is called.
Meow, meow, meow.
That's how you feel, or is it that? I don't know anymore.
We change it every week.
It's time for the
Ben,
weekly
what is our
segment.
weekly segment called this week?
What's it called this week, Ben?
Thank you so much for allowing me to be here today.
All right. So
Thank
I
you
just
so
gotta-
much for allowing me to be here.
We've talked a bit about people at restaurants knowing what you want to order very quickly. Me and Emily went to Chick-fil-A. I said, hey, let's go to Chick-fil-A because we were out at Nebraska Rent Mart buying
Jesus chicken.
a dishwasher. We were out buying a dishwasher. We're like, all right, let's get dinner on the way home. She's like, where you want to go? I said, Chick-fil-A. Easy. And so we're pulling up, and by some miracle, there's no line. We're like, oh, this is
Oh,
Is it
yeah.
a Sunday?
no, shut up. So we pull up and we're like
That was good.
No, it wasn't. The menu thing is like right there with the speaker thing to order. And she said, I need a minute. And it instantly pissed me off. How do you not know? It's chicken. Like there's
I'm always thinking like if you say, "Hey, let's go to Chick-fil-A," and the drive over there is 10 minutes. For that 10 minutes, I'm thinking about what I'm gonna get.
Yeah.
like, dude. But okay, let just Ben. We're gonna eat somewhere. You pick where we're gonna eat. Now I need you to think of any restaurant. It can be fast food. It can be a restaurant. It can be a barbecue spot. Think of any place, and I want you to name me that place in your head, and I will tell you within 5 seconds what I would get. Does not matter what it is.
Chipotle.
A bowl. A chicken bowl.
With what in it?
Everything.
What kind of rice would you like?
Brown rice,
Brown? What kind of beans?
black beans, fajita veggies, cheese, lettuce,
Guacamole?
tomatoes. Not the hot salsa. Well, a little bit of the hot salsa, please. Just like a little. That's too much. And then like the tomatoes, and if I'm feeling froggy,
Pico? Are you putting-
avocado
are you-
and sour cream and cheese.
are you putting
Ugh.
corn in there?
Avocado. You mean
Guacamole, whatever.
Okay.
But like it's not that big of a deal. Like immediately you could say Panda Express, give me the orange chicken with noodles.
Hi, boy.
It doesn't take me.
I'm not going to
if there's.
there.
Bro.
I'm not eating. I'm not going to.
I don't understand.
He was bringing his own food to Highboy. Yeah. Can you throw this on the fryer?
Like it's like immediately like how do, and we were at Chick-fil-A. How do you I'm so mad.
Okay, once I get there, it doesn't take me very long. Like, I'm not one of those people like,
But to say I need a minute,
yeah, I'm like, hey, give me 1 second. Okay, I'll take a number 3
That's
with a
too
Coke.
long.
Like, I mean, like, that's it.
that's too long.
Yeah, I also
I feel like that's
when it's
respectable.
Chick-fil-A, like when it's a normal fast food restaurant that no lie
You
you
know
go
what you
to
want.
a
You know
lot,
what you want.
you should know what you want. My wife does this all the time, and since you last talked about this on the podcast, every time I'm like, we start to pull up, I'm said, "Do you know what you want?" She's like, "No, let me look." She is probably just as bad at Emily.
It's
Like
man.
we'll pull up to McDonald's as if she's never been there
Okay,
before.
hang on, but I know you know this. What is her Starbucks order?
She always gets a caramel macchiato hot. I like to mix it up for her sometimes, but
just look, if we're going to a restaurant, especially fast food, if you don't know what you want before we even like get in the parking lot, just tell me I don't want to go. Just
It's like redo.
you're uninvited. That's what I'm saying.
Ben, you got a rant this week or praise?
I was serving tables today, and Emily's best friend, her boyfriend, opened up a new restaurant. Shout out Emiliano's on 151st and Flum. I'm sorry, 151st and Merlin. Emiliano's, great Mexican restaurant. But I literally, so this group of guys came in, and
So you're working there now?
yeah, just like serving some tables like every now and then, just to help out when they get started.
Okay.
Like, because they've only been open a week. So literally, this group of four guys comes in. All order iced teas. I get iced teas. Boom, spill them on the guy.
You did?
You
100% did today. Better yet, they're all cops in dress. Oh yeah.
So what
that's
they
funny.
say?
I mean, they were nice and like they were like no big deal, like whatever.
Was it just
Was it
one guy?
Not 20 minutes later, this group of construction workers comes in. Hey, we'll take 4 waters. Boom, go get the waters. Boom, tray on the lap again. Not 15 minutes later, I spilt 8 drinks on 2 different people.
So you should not be a waiter.
You
Bro,
should not be a server.
Today was not great, and that is my rant about these trays and just.
So
I feel like
real
that's a
quick,
user error.
I'm not saying it's not, but
I just have a quick question about the tea that you spilled. Was it sweet or
no, it was
unsweetened?
unsweet.
Okay, so they weren't meant necessarily sticky afterwards. They were just wet and uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's the point. Oh no, we're just wet and uncomfortable, not sticky. You're good.
I think
Who
that's
says that?
First of all, if you spilled tea on me, if it's unsweetened, I'll live. But if I'm sticky,
You're gonna die.
I,
But did you die?
I'm calling the manager if you spill sweetened tea on me. Like, get your manager.
They did get a free bowl of
He's gonna
Espinaca,
put
so-
on his little Karen Bob and then be like,
This gentleman here. Oh, I would complain so fast.
nah. So real quick, mine is playing with Caleb on Fortnite. As much, it's not a praise.
I don't care.
Big dubs.
Show is.
And
Big
Ben,
dubs.
I love when I get to play with y'all on Fortnite. I will say Caleb is probably the worst person to play with because he will be like, let's stick together, guys. Let's do this together. Hey, I marked this location. Me and Zach Zumwalt, who watches the podcast, can relate to this.
And so can Joliet, too.
Yeah, so we will go
Joliet
to the location he pinned, and then a fight starts shortly after because people go there. Where's Caleb? He's on a different part of the island. He's like, oh, I'll catch up with y'all. Or he'll just leave us and not say, oh, hey, guys, we're going to go this way. Let's just... And then we're, like, still looting and stuff. We're like, where's Caleb? He's like, oh, I'm fighting some people over here. I'm like...
I will mark a spot and then land at a different spot.
And then get mad that we're not
Wait.
with him helping him.
My big pet peeve with video games is excess looting.
What does that mean?
Excess looting. It means
Why?
that like, hey, we have a good loadout. I got 2 or 3 guns, and then I got bandages and shield. Okay, boom, we're ready to go. My thing is like, oh, hey, let's still go over to this building and open all the chests and get all this
See,
excess looting. That's my point of excess looting.
I do that because
And then I
wanna-
get scared. And then get scared when you run up on a team and then you get killed. I'm like, well, I just opened up 8 to 10 boxes and like that's all I did.
I do that a lot though. It's because I'm wanting like the better guns.
One of the better guns.
Yeah.
That's
so,
fair.
well, anything else?
Nah, I'm good.
Did you feel get called out right there?
Look, I'm not a good team player. I
love playing with Levi because he's just a great backpack. You know, just
Thank you. Well, that's the thing. Like, I will follow the people around.
No, I love playing with Levi.
No, honestly, I'll follow you around and like die, and then hopefully help you somewhat. But
Hey, we pulled in, and he was on final circle. So
I mean, yeah, I did die.
and then he died going back into the storm. So
I just want to say,
there's that.
I just want to give a big shout out. If you don't play video games and you made it this far into the podcast,
Real one.
my praises to you. You're a real one.
Yeah.
You're a real fan. So
Yeah.
let me know if you don't play video games and you watch this podcast, this episode. If you didn't make it this far, well, then you're not going to see this part. Never mind. Thanks for tuning in, folks. This has been That's How You Feel. We will see you next time. Next time we got I think Ben's coming back for another episode soon.
We need to talk about that.
Unless he did bad. Like, let us know in the comments real quick if he did good. If you don't want him back, then we will listen to you.
I also think at some point we should have him and his wife on.
Nah,
100%.
I think so, because I think
But for
Actually,
what?
no.
Like, for what, though?
I don't know yet. Let
Marriage
us know.
advice 4 months in.
All right.
I remember, so real quick as we're ending,
In the show.
the day after you guys got married, you had come to church or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And Emily's like, yeah, we're already professionals. We got this married thing down and everything. Anyways, you guys have a good week. This has been That's How You Feel. We'll see you guys later.